Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. Today is another Batman 1966 review and I hope you enjoy. Today is Christmas 2018. Merry Christmas everyone. Christmas is my favorite holiday and one of the biggest things I like about it is the snow. The biggest supervillain I can think of when it comes to snow is Mr. Freeze. Every month in fall, I've made a video about Mr. Freeze, and today, it's time to look at his first live-action debut. Continuing chronologically, we are looking at the episodes Instant Freeze and Rats Like Cheese, the first appearance of Mr. Freeze on the show. At the start of the episode, Mr. Freeze melts an ice rink with his gun, which is shown to be able to shoot out heat in extreme cold. Batman and Robin soon get a call from Commissioner Gordon about Mr. Freeze returning to town, and in July no less. Batman is sympathetic to Mr. Freeze because it's revealed that Batman accidentally caused Dr. Shivel to turn into Mr. Freeze, a man unable to survive outside of a Sub-Zero environment. Mr. Freeze is now going after a bunch of diamonds, in other words, ice, to lure Batman into traps so he can get his revenge. Mr. Freeze was played by 3 different actors on the show. The first one here, George Sanders, is to me the best one. He was based on the comic villain Mr. Zero, who first appeared in Batman issue 121 in 1959, and here for the first time, he is named Mr. Freeze. Mr. Zero's name was changed to Mr. Freeze to match the TV villain in Detective Comics issue 373 in 1968. You could say this was technically the first original villain for the show because of how much they changed Mr. Freeze out of Mr. Zero, and how much of it influenced everything in the future, like Heart of Ice and the comics. In this episode, like his first appearance, he can shoot cold and heat, making and breaking in the metal vaults all that more easier. There are some clever things they did for a Freeze episode, like Batman learning to survive in Sub-Zero environments with a testing chamber, or Freeze, then, at the end party, Aunt Harriet offering the baked Alaska. It's moments like this that stand out to me, given a great love and appreciation for the show. The cliffhanger for this episode was really good. I was tense watching it. Batman and Robin got frozen solid by Mr. Freeze and go to a doctor's to thaw out, with the police waiting to see if Batman will survive. Mr. Freeze's lair is very unique, and I love this idea that Mr. Freeze can be in a cold zone, but everyone else has to be in a red zone to survive, and he has the controls. I love the effect. It's simple, but effective. Mr. Freeze's real name is Dr. Shivel in the series, not Freeze. He wasn't called Victor Freeze until Paul Dini revamped the origin for Batman the Animated Series. Freeze here is the only villain in the show who has legitimate reason for hating Batman. Batman knows this and has sympathy for him, since Batman is the one that gave him the handicap for having to live in Sub-Zero environments. The ending of the episode I liked, but I do see why some wouldn't. Batman reveals that he has taken a special anti-freeze tablet and waits until the end to take down Mr. Freeze. He didn't learn anything from waiting though, but I see it as Batman giving Dr. Shiva multiple chances to give up this criminal life and do good. Once again, there are 2 fights in this episode, so heck yeah. In the beginning, when Dick is talking to the baseball players, he compares one to Sandy Koufax, the Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher. This is the second reference to Koufax made by the characters, by Robin having cried "Holy Koufax" in the 5th episode. The Princess Sandra, who Mr. Freeze attacked, and Bruce Wayne apparently have had some kind of past in the series, but we don't get too much into that. Another moment that stands out is the part of the diamond robbery where Mr. Freeze hires 5 Batmans and 5 Mr. Freezes to enter the building, and they all start fighting, Batman and Robin. It's a fun gag, and all those spare suits in the episode was amazing to see in action. The title for the second part, Rats Like Cheese, there is no rats or cheese in the episode. It was like a placeholder so they could get a title that rhymed, but maybe it was referencing the trick Batman plays on Mr. Freeze at the end. One of the best things I think this show did was make the meetings between Batman and his villains, even original ones, not the first time encounters, and it definitely helps Mr. Freeze's character arc. Mr. Freeze does say some things a bit silly, but other than that, he is a serious and smart foe, the least campy Batman villain in the show. He's also not insane or pure evil. He actually says sorry sometimes to his henchmen after they accidentally step into the cold zone. This may be my favorite Mr. Freeze superhero episode ever, even more than Heart of Ice from the animated series. I give this a 10 out of 10. The first 4 episodes of the series were great. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Bye guys, and have a good day.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.